All right, hello and welcome to our very first live stream for Elder Scrolls Online. My name is Rhonda Parker and I am the creator behind Words by Parker. This is your first visit, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. So today we're going to start our long-awaited journey into the realm of Second Era Tamriel. So for those of you who are familiar with games like Morrowind, Oblivion, or Skyrim, this game actually takes place, I believe it's about 1,000 years before. It's definitely... everything in this game is history for the other games. So, which is one of the reasons I find it very fascinating, because I discovered Skyrim in 2014, fell in love with the Elder Scrolls universe in general. The other one, Oblivion, is one of my favorite games in the series, and I jumped on the remaster when it came out, just so y'all know. And I started playing ESO in 2018, and it's not like it's living history, but it's kind of that way, because you're like, oh, we get to see this really cool, like, for instance, they put in a chapter where you get to see the homeland of the Khajiit people, which are the cat-like people, and it was just so cool, because it's like, I've never seen that. I've heard about it. I've heard about the sands and all this stuff, and so yeah. Anyway, so fair warning, this is not going to be a series that's, like, telling you how to be the best in the game. I can't do that because I don't go for meta builds and stuff like that. But I play this game because I love the stories and I love the universe, and so a lot of this is going to be we're going to play through like quests and storylines and stuff like that. But also I do want to, be able to share with you some of the knowledge that I have from years of playing, like how I level a character. Maybe that will be something helpful to you as you're working on a character. Just how cool this game is. So sorry, I'm a huge Elder Scrolls geek. So anyway, so if you guys remember, we did a poll to decide what character we were going to start with, and the winning option was Parker's Choice, which thank you very much. I appreciate that. But there was a second option that was very close. So what we're going to do is I have picked the character that we're going to start with. And we're going to build it together on stream. The other one, who is the very close second, is already built and they're waiting to go. We'll get to them eventually, but they are there. They're waiting. So yeah, let us dive in. I'll warn you now, I tend to ramble and go on rabbit trails. So and I am still learning live streaming. So please be patient. I'll get there eventually. So without further ado, let's get started with our adventures in Second Era Tamriel. All right. So I am playing on PC. This is what the PC screen looks like. It looks a little different from console. I've played for years on console. I just started a PC account this year. Excuse me. So, this is a character I've been playing with. This will eventually be my main character personally on this account. But I've been working on some things and getting some things in place in order to get us started, kind of thing. Over here you have... I would do play cinematic, but I'm not sure if that's going to get me in trouble with YouTube for copyright. But I will see if I can find a link that maybe Bethesda has put the cinematic out there, because it's the original cinematic for the original quest line. It is so good. I watched it and it reminded me why I love this game so much. I'm like, yeah. Okay, so so you got your characters. Your character list is going to be over here. Add-ons. I am used to playing on console, so I don't know a lot about add-ons. General settings are going to be like your graphics, your display, whether or not you're using a, I know what the word is, I use them all the time, controller. I will be using a controller because I'm more comfortable playing that way. I am very, very rusty on playing with keyboard and mouse, so on any game at this point. But you've got all your settings here that you can go through, and you can change these in-game too. It doesn't have to be at the start of the... It doesn't have to be at this screen. Your interface, okay, that one's pretty basic. It's a little more detailed in game. And yeah. So yeah. Ooh, is there Oh, that's cool. You can actually narrate stuff. Okay, sorry. Again, ramble, rabbit trail, distraction. Ooh, shiny. Alright, so. I did not mean to hit that. Let's go back in. Alright, so we are going to go down here to create character. And just so you know, oh, well, that's handy. Thank you, because that's exactly what we were making. We were making a Khajiit. She is a warden character. So let me, we've got Khajiit, we've got Alliance, me. I know how this game works. There we go. She is a warden. So wardens are defenders of the green, master storytellers whose nature tales become magical reality. They wield frost spells against enemies and summon animals to aid them. So yeah, we get to have a pet animal that helps us in combat, and they're so much fun. Just saying. So yes, so Zaranjidaro, but you may call me Zaranj. I totally messed that up. I've practiced that for a while. Anyway, Zaranjidaro, who is part of the Aldmeri Dominion, which means she is part of Queen Iren's alliance of Khajiits, Wood Elves, and High Elves. There are 3 alliances in the game. There's the Aldmeri Dominion. There is the Daggerfall Covenant, which is led by High King Emmerich and is Orcs, Bretons, and Redguards. And then there's the Ebonheart Pact, which is led by Skald King Yoren, and they are made up of Argonians, Nords, and Dark Elves. If you know anything of the history of these games and anything of history between relations between the races, it gets real interesting real quick. So, for instance, the Dark Elves used to keep Argonians and Khajiit as slaves. And now, all of a sudden, they're expected to work together in the Ebonheart Pact. Yeah, it's like, holy crap. It's like, that's good storytelling. First of all, I'm curious to see how this plays out. And it is very interesting. So depending on the race you play or whatnot, you get interesting dialogue, which is always great to me. So we are going to start making our character. All right, I did make sure she's Dominion, she's Khajiit. These are all the icons for the race. Imperials can be any alliance you want them to be. I like playing Imperials. I'm not sure why. I just do. But they can be any, I said race, any class, alliance. They can be any alliance. I don't have the any race, any alliance add-on that you get in the Crown Store, which we'll talk about that later. So right now, basically, if I want to play a Khajiit, they have to be Aldmeri. Although Aldmeri is technically my favorite alliance, so I'm a little partial anyway. Alright, so we got a female Khajiit. We have her as a warden. These are the other classes. The cool part is, as you change classes, they actually change the armor, so it kind of gives you an idea of what they might look like. Excuse me. So yeah. So I do think with the Necromancer class, one of the interesting things they did is, granted, you're raising the dead. Hello. Some of your actions, including things you might use in combat, are considered a criminal act. So that gets real fun real quick sometimes if you mess up. So I'm just gonna click through these so you can see them. Just basically, I will tell you, we're starting with a warden. We will eventually go to a Templar, and then you will see the Nightblade I've been using. I'll probably use her for some more tutorials and stuff, but for right now, let's get started with our lovely Khajiit. All right, so let's see. So the cool part is you can spin your character around, you can zoom in and out. When you go to head, it automatically goes to the head. Look at these graphics, it's amazing. You get to choose the voice you want for your character, which I think is pretty cool. Mostly good with this. The cool part is you can see novice gear on your character, and you can also see what's called champion gear. So basically this would be like if you're starting out. Now you don't get this gear outfit. This is one of the many motif styles in the game that they just put on. They put one on each character just kind of show differences in what things look like, which I think is cool. I believe this is Y'ffre's will. Don't tangent. Anyway, but I believe that's the motif. Then you have champion gear, which is like when you're level 50 and champion level 160 and you're a grown-up toon. So it's kind of cool to see the difference in how the armor looks. And then there's no gear, so which is exactly what it says. No gear. So we're going to get back to that in a minute because I need to make sure I get her markings and stuff correct. So let's go back over here. This is going to change. Basically, you move it over to change how you want. So if I wanted her to be on the larger end of the scale, if I want her to be dead set in the middle between all three, that would be there. If I wanted her to be just like really muscular, and if I wanted her to be more doggy rat style and be really thin, I'd go there. So I'm going to go with kind of midway and a little over because I'd like her to look healthy. I don't want her to be too thin. You know, no. We want kind of average. We're going for average here. I said healthy, sorry about that. But I mean, we're going for average. And her height. So different races have different heights. No matter how tall you make wood elves, they're going to be shorter than everybody else, I do believe. But she's mid-height right now. If I took her down this high, that's probably about Doggy Rat Khajiit high. Doggy Rats are a type of Khajiit. So that is a whole nother thing that someone more qualified than me can get into. Hashranda, okay. If I make her tall, or I could keep her here. I'll go for a little. Well, you know what? I'm going to make her tall. No, I'm not either. I'm going to make her a little bit. Normally, I would do this character creation beforehand, but I wanted you to see what it looks like and see how you go through the process. And yes, this can take forever. Character name? Oh my gosh, that could absolutely take forever. Let's see. Where did I get to? I love it. I love blinking out. It's great. It's great. All right, so I don't play a lot with like all of these things because it's just not it is not my forte to like do all that. I'm good with general aesthetics, but as far as like, you know, getting them just right and all, no, we just go straight in the middle. There is 2 dimensions I will do just to give her a little more, in my opinion, a little more shape. So we'll bump that up a little bit and just a little bit. And touch more. Alright, so if I put her in champion gear. Yeah, that's not bad. I like that. I can go with that. Alright, let's go back to novice gear. Alright, so because she is a Khajiit, she's a cat. Let's just I was thinking about, and there are different markings you can have for Khajiits. I was thinking about doing a calico because I think that would be really pretty. So I was looking through, I'll be honest, I was looking through last night body markings and going, is there a calico? Can I do that? And I can, so. All right, so let's go with no gear. And I think the calico was somewhere down here, but we'll just take you through some of the different. It was really kind of cool because there's and I don't know what some of these markings are as far as like types of cat. I do love this, like just flat out Black Panther. It's like, ooh, cool. But I think these are cool. And I love that they're in here. I love that this is a thing, you know, where you can like really get pretty granular on the design. Ooh, that's cool looking. Rhonda, we're making calico, remember? Calico. Ooh, that's neat. See, this is why character creation takes so long. There's like so many options and you get stuck on, hey, that looks cool. Oh, wow. Let's see. No, we're not. Okay. Oh, that is cool looking. That's cool looking. Ah, we're down to our calicos, but I want to get through the rest of these, so. Excuse me. That one. Okay. All right. So, I know that was a really quick look through, but I think what we're going to go with, I'm looking, I think, I really kind of like, I think this color more, or this patterning more, maybe. Let me look again. Because that's got like a little bit of marking and texture as well. Yeah, I think I like that one. All right. So, skin color. I don't necessarily want to make her pure white because I feel like that's a little too harsh. I'm thinking maybe something along, like, although what I had was not bad. That's actually not bad. Let's see. That's just so stark. It's not a bad thing. It's just really stark. I kind of like her to have a little warmth. I think that works. Okay. So, where am I at? Alright, this body, skin, got all this stuff. Alright, now we're moving on to face. All right, so I love the choices for face. Heroic, soft, angular. That's like your little triangle, which makes sense. And so I'll show you what they look like. So I'm just going to remember that she was up here next to heroic because I do like her face right now. So you've got heroic. You've got, nice jawline. Very set, very hero. And then you have soft. Since I can drag the icon down. Soft. Which is, it softens the features, basically. Aw, she looks kind of cute. We're not going for cute. She's a hero. I mean, she could be a cute hero. Anyway. And then you have angular, which is very much, the cut angles and such. I really kind of like where it was. Although, soft is kind of nice, too. All right, so we were up here at heroic, and it was right there. Oh, dang it. Technical difficulties. All right. I like that. I wonder if I put it in the middle. What are we gonna get? That's not bad. I think I like it more in the middle of heroic and soft. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. Very nice. Very nice. Alright, so now we're going to go through hairstyles, which goes from no hairstyle to some, really intricate hairstyles, even for Khajiit. Alright, so what I'm going to kind of put her to the side. That one's not bad. Oh, that is so cute. Look at that. Okay. Do. That's not bad. Yes, I did look at hair options last night, but I was doing a precursory look. I might change my mind today. Oh, that's kind of neat with like a ponytailish. That's not bad. But I really I like her having some more hair. Yeah, give her a mohawk. That'd be fun. That's like the Razumdar mohawk. But you guys don't know who Razumdar is, you will soon learn. Don't you worry. We will meet Raz very soon. Hopefully today, actually. I do love these Khajiit hairstyles with the beads and stuff in them. I think it's so pretty. It's like, that looks really cool. That one is actually one of my picks, I was thinking. Do. That's not bad. It's actually kind of nice. Like, very simple, very... It's got a little length to it. Okay. And I should have said this before, but if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the chat. I will... I'm trying to look between chat and the game. I like this one too. See, rabbit trail. I like this one too because of the beading and stuff. It's just like one of the other ones, but it has that really cool long beading in it. I just think it's neat. Anyway, if you have questions or comments or anything about the game or what I'm doing, put them in the chat. I may not see them, but I will respond to any questions and stuff like that. I'll go back and look at the live stream later and check for questions. Yeah. Okay, that one's actually a possibility because I do like that. Okay, moving on. Ooh, that has some beads in it too. Cool. Ooh, that's cool. Oh, look at the little beads. Okay. Sorry. What's that one? Ooh, that's kind of neat. I do like this one. I like that it's like it's put together, but it also can be a little bit messy because she's got one dread hanging out over here. I think this is the one, the hairstyle that's on the Ember Companion, which is not, it's not like they couldn't have the same hairstyle, but that's what I'm thinking it is. I do like that though. I think that's kind of cool. I just don't know if it's for our warden. It's pretty, but I don't know if this is our warden. So long hairstyle, which is not bad, but if I'm going to do that, I'd rather have something with beads in it. Now, the cool part is, once I get into game, you know, there are other hairstyles you can purchase in the Crown Store and all that kind of stuff. How do I know that? I've done it for years. But I do like trying to pick the best one that for a... it's not bad. Okay. Where was... And then this is the problem. You look at so many of them, and then you're like, where was the one I wanted? And then you get stuck. This is the longest part of getting started playing, just so we're all aware. All right, so I'm looking at chat. I'm trying. This is my first live stream, so I'm learning. So Ahmed, hi. I think I pronounced that right. If I didn't, I apologize. And Gwen, is this a Rhonda stream? Yes, it is. I'm finally doing the streaming thing. That is pretty. I kind of like that because it's got the beading. It's very simple. It's very her. I can always change it later. But let's see. Where's I think the first one. The first one's a little much. I like it, but it's just, I don't know. It's a little much. But I also like this. Yes. I'm not sure if I want to do, because I really like that idea of that nice long braid coming down. Or not, dreads with the beads. Alright, so it's that one or... No. This one. Not that one. The one that looks like it but has beads. Okay. You know what? I think I keep coming back to this one. I think I'm going to go with that one. Alright, so hair color, which is going to be harder to tell now that I've got it put up. So we're going to switch back over here. I don't know. I'm going to make it solid black. It's a little too severe. I mean, the blonde's not bad, actually. Yeah, we're going to keep that. We're going to keep that. All right. So now... Where am I at? Now, the cool part is I don't often use it, but once you get something set and you know you don't want to change it, you can always click the lock. And it'll lock it and keep you from changing anything, which I think is great because they understand this takes forever. I'm not changing that. What am I doing? All right. Let's go with voice, because voice is always a thing for me. I kind of like this one. I usually try to get to the laugh because that tells me a little more. Okay, that's funny. That just sounds demented. That's not bad. Nope. Alright, which one did I say? D? Or was it C? I'll take that one. Alright, so I'm gonna make her a little bit older. Because you can actually go. Now granted it's hard to see on a Khajiit, but you can, if you can see, there's like that's what words are. I know what words are. That you can see a little bit more of the wrinkles and stuff like that. You know, if I made her mid-age, they fade, and then of course if I make her young, they're not there at all. I'm gonna make her a little bit older, just a titch. So adornments. Adornments are going to be things like earrings or headbands or stuff like that. There is a lot of the. Oh, I take that back. Apparently with Khajiit, I haven't made a Khajiit in forever, so I probably should have just made this character up front. All right. So, okay, so we can add some tufts or. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, so it is okay. So adornment tends to be earrings, beards. Sometimes it's not beards. Sometimes beards is under a different one. Headbands, as in the case of the beast races like the Khajiit, we've got like tufts at their ears and stuff like that. So let's see. So we got different kinds of piercings. Headband. And that's actually one of the. These are now we're getting into kind of standard. Ooh. I do like jewelry on a character, whether it's a male or female character, I don't care. I like, there are definitely some cool like jewelry or adornment options. It's like, yep, you get that. Okay, well that gives her a little pizzazz. Got that scar. Eye patch. Oh, that's cute. But we're not going for cute. We're going for. I don't know what we're going for. Her story will develop as we go. There we go. All right. Where is that first set of earrings? Because those look kind of cool. I think I like that. Or do I want anything at all? Or do I just kind of want some? Because, not gonna lie, that's kind of cute. Just saying. That is kind of cute, but it also makes her look like she has horns. It's like she's not an Argonian. It's cute, though. Alright. You know what? I think I'm going to go with the tufts for now. I can always change it later. So I'm going to go with the tufts. All right. So head markings are going to be your things like scars and things like that. I don't know that I want... Ooh. That looks neat. I mean, it looks... Huh. Actually, I should not like that, but I do. That looks tough. No. It is interesting. I mostly play humanoid characters, but... So I haven't made a Khajiit in a while. But it is interesting to see some of these that I'm expecting on like a non-furry face, to see how they translate over to Khajiit and whatnot. That's pretty cool. Your head markings are going to have your I know what words are. Your head markings are going to have like your war paint or tattoos, things like that, as well as scars. So it's basically anything in that kind of category that can go on the face. While those look kind of neat, I'm really kind of partial to that one. Because that's nice, but that is kind of cool looking. I really do kind of like it. I may change it, but I do like it. All right, so we're going to leave all this alone. Now we're down to eye color. I like what she has, but let's play around a little bit. Ooh, those are pretty. Ooh, that's like... Is Rasm Tarsi's blue? I don't remember. Green's not bad. Ooh, hello. I really don't want her to be monochrome, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want her to have, like, brown eyes when she's got so much, like, brownish, orangish in her fur. But I do like these lighter color eyes. I mean, that's not bad. I like that. It's a nice piercing, but... That's a little too blue. Go to green. It's funny. This is almost too blue, at least for her coloring right now. But this is like too pale. I don't get that really nice eye pop. But I do like that color. It's kind of a nice turquoisey pale. Alright. Do we want... I think we're going to go with those. Again, lots of choices here for you. You can do size and angle, nose and shape, all that kind of fun stuff. I am not touching it. She is great as she is. Just saying. Alright. So I think we've got everything picked out and we are ready to... Now, I could have entered this name at any time, but I always like to enter names after I make a character, because it's kind of like, to me, it's like putting the name in is like, okay, character is made, they're set, let's give them a name. And quite honestly, a lot of times I will, because I tend to do like lore friendly names because it's me, I can't help it. I'm a writer. I make characters. And I will make a character that's like, you know, very in the lore. I will also make fun characters. So yeah, so let's we've already picked a name for this character. And I need to look at my notes to make sure I spell it correctly. Holy crap. Because that would be just my luck that I don't spell it right. Because it's me. I think it's 2 A's. Alright, look it up by Dotto. I could have sworn I wrote it down. Oh, wait, I know where to find it. Sorry, minor pause. Please pause for technical... Well, not technical difficulties, but please pause for difficulties. Let's see. It would have been... Check the posts right quick. I know I had it somewhere. Nope. Nope. Sorry, I know I am pausing. I am so sorry. Feel free to step away if you need to. I hate it when I do this. Let's see here. Note to self. Be prepared next time. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute, Rhonda. Duh. You can... So if you haven't noticed, the music does change as you're in wait screens and stuff like that. I wanted to go ahead and turn on the game and let it get through the really powerful music ahead of time because I don't think I can talk over that. And it's very intense, it's very powerful. So I kind of wanted to wait till we got to the more relaxing music. I've always loved the music in Elder Scrolls games. It's just so good. All right. As long as I have used this app, you would think I could get to stuff quicker. Okay, there we go. There we are. And see, I would have misspelled it. I'm glad I looked it up. All right. Let me just make sure I've got it right. Saranji Taro, but you can call her Ranji. Okay. I think we are finally good to go. Now, I do like, just to say, on PC, I do like that they actually give you requirements for your name. Like on console, it's like, here, it's free for all. You know, we won't tell you what the requirements are until you mess one up. But I do like on PC, they're like, you know, this, and this. So, all right. So let's, hopefully this name is not taken. It's another reason I like using name generators, is so that hopefully the name is not already taken. I actually ran into that when I was making my thief character on this account. Because the name I wanted, because it was a jokey, fun name, and it was already taken. I was like, dang it. So I had to give her a real name. But that's okay. In my heart. No. Okay. So we have our Zaranjidaro. And not randomize appearance. Do not click that button. You got her done. All right. So we are going to click create. And that took... I cannot tell how long I've been streaming. How long did it take? Okay, it took about like 20, 30-ish minutes. So allow 30 minutes to create your character. All right. So I have played through the tutorial with a previous character. I am not going to skip it because I want to show you what that tutorial quest looks like. So let's get started. All right.
How do you feel? Can you move?
Let me see. Let me check my settings right quick. I know it's here somewhere. Oh, duh. No. Is it interface? Oh, no, wait. Yeah. Gamepad mode. On. Keybind display mode. Up. No reset. Oh, I need to change that. Okay, so let me explain why I'm changing that. So there is a crown store. You can buy all kinds of stuff, cosmetics and furnishings and mounts and all that kind of stuff. And soul gems. So soul gems are how you recharge your weapons. I usually like to do crown purchased as my default, just so it uses whatever I get from the crown store. Because as you play, especially as a new character, they give you stuff. So I usually like to use crown purchased. Okay. So gamepad mode. All right. So let's go back. Controls. Yes, it's fine. And another thing I need to do right quick. So here's the secret. You do have an in-game chat. I usually prefer to just have it. I have in the PC version, you can make a tab called silence, or you can make any tab you want to, really. So I usually make one that is just silence because, none of the guilds are talking. I'm not in a guild yet, but none of the guilds are talking. There's no zone chat and all that. It's like, no, just thank you. I just want quiet. So there's another. Okay. All right. I have this strange feeling that it. Oh no, there we go. Whew. Hi, Daniel. Yes, I am playing on PC. The controller I have for my PC is basically an Xbox controller. So yeah, which is definitely different because I'm used to playing on PlayStation. So, all right. So, yep.
Slowly now. You've been through an ordeal. Take a few moments to collect yourself.
What's happening? Who are you?
Like you, I am a prisoner in this place. Yet so much more. I am the past and the future, both. I am despair and hope. The tapestry we weave is a complex one. You cannot hope to see its pattern in its entirety. Not yet.
What do you want from me?
You must rescue me, and I, in turn, must rescue you. You must escape from this cell, take up arms, and protect yourself. Then find Lyris Titanborn.
Lyris Titanborn? Who is that? Zaranji doesn't understand. Oh, he disappeared.
Whoa there. Are you all right?
Hey, guess who that is?
The name's Lyris. I hope you've still got some fight left in you. You're going to need it.
All right. So, okay, so just so you know, playthroughs will probably take me a while because I always love taking in, like, all the side stuff. Like, look at this. So, basically, we're breaking out of prison in Cold Harbor is what we're doing. And, you've got all these people in different states. Which, I'm going to take that weapon in a minute. So, these kind of markers will tell you how to take what's the next step in your quest you're on. Your main quest you're on. But, this is so, like, the attention to detail. I just love it. I'm pretty sure he's dead. Just saying. Okay. So yeah, there's somebody over here trying to get out the door. Yeah, it's great. Okay, back to the story. I'll take an ice staff for now.
Keep your weapon ready and stay sharp. This place is full of surprises.
Alright, so the great thing about the tutorial is it does give you things like where it tells you about inventory and stuff like that. We'll go through that, but we won't go through that. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because it is in the game, but it's pretty basic. So this is our inventory menu. We'll eventually have a Mundus Stone, and we'll talk about that once we go get one. This shows your currencies. So there's different types of currency in the game. Main one you're going to use is gold. Alliance points are if you're doing player versus player, also known as PvP. Right now we are in a player versus environment, or PvE quest. Telvar stones, those come out of Imperial City, and writ vouchers come from doing master writs. Again, we'll talk about all that later. Transmute crystals usually come from PvP stuff. And I've been doing some PvP with another character, and that's why I have some on here. Crowns, those come from the crown store. I also have ESO Plus. Let me just tell you, ESO Plus is totally worth it. We'll get to why later. But yeah, so this just kind of gives you, currencies will give you kind of everything you've got, whether it's in the bank or on your character, which is really nice. So now we go to weapons. So weapons, you got your character attributes over here, and the cool part is you can actually, if you look over here, you'll see the green tells you what that's going to change when you equip this ice staff. So currently her spell damage and weapon damage is 1,000 because she's unarmed. But if I put this on, it goes up to 2037. That sounds pretty good. Then we will get armor and stuff later. But this is all of our soul shriven stuff, and we'll get into soul shriven later because that's a thing in the game. Hi, Lyris. I'm ready. This one is ready. All right. All right, so this is, and I love this because they teach you how to do light attacks and teach you how to do the different attacks. All right.
Keep moving. There are more Daedra on the way.
I would like to loot this body. Now that's what I want.
Let's keep moving.
Give me a minute. This one needs to switch out weapons. Okay. And the reason I'm switching weapons is I have nothing against, I play magic characters a lot, but this character I want her to be a stamina warden, which means she's going to be, she's not going to be using magic staffs and whatnot. She'll eventually be dual wield and bow user. All right. Sorry, Lyris. I know, I'm holding things up.
Don't stop now. Keep moving. More guards are on the way.
I can't remember. Yeah, you can't talk to him. I love that. That's just so powerful.
Let's go.
I am showing stuff off, Lyris. Excuse me. Don't get me wrong. I do love Lyris. She's a cool character. Right. So, now we get... Oh, right. I'm melee now. Alright. So we'll hold our left trigger, hold right trigger, and whack him. And they do have you go through it, I think, about 3 times. Just so it's kind of like, you kind of get it in your head. Which is nice. It's like, okay. Because, you know, it's like anything else. Practice makes perfect. Alright. Oh, and this... So... Oh. Alright, so she's charging a spell. You can tell you want to interrupt her, and then you want to whack her with a heavy attack. So this is light attack. That's... Well, I'll try to do that in the middle of the tutorial. That's a heavy attack. It takes a little longer to...
Hold a moment. Come here. We need to talk.
And just for the record, Lyris is very tall. This is not normal Nord size. Just to say, she is taller than anybody in this game, I do believe. Which is, she's half giant, so yeah, it makes sense. Or part giant.
This place is an abomination. You can almost feel the hatred emanating from every rock.
Who are you?
A fellow prisoner. The name's Lyris.
Lyris Titanborn? I was told to find you.
What?
This one was told.
Who told you to find me?
A strange figure appeared in this one's cell. An old man in rags.
The Prophet. He spoke to you? What did he say?
He said our fates are intertwined.
Ha. That sounds like the Prophet, all right. He's a prisoner here, too. It was very dangerous for him to speak to you, even for a moment. You must think you can help me.
Zaranji Daro can still hear his voice in her head. What does he want her to help you do?
Break him out, of course. Believe me, I can use all the help I can get. That blind old man is the only person alive who can help us get back home. Tamriel's a long way from here.
This one will help you.
These tunnels will eventually take us to the Towers of Eyes. That's where we'll find the Sentinels.
This one has so many questions.
I'm sure you do. And I'll answer them as best I can.
Who is this prophet?
He's a strange one, no doubt about it. But he's the wisest man I've ever met. He sees things, the past, The future?
What is this place? Where is this one?
You're obviously not in Tamriel anymore.
No joke.
Think of the most miserable, depressing place you've ever been in your life. That's paradise compared to Cold Harbor. And to top it off, well, there's no easy way to say it. You're dead.
Dun dun dun! No. So, just a side note, Cold Harbor is one of the realms of Oblivion, which Oblivion is the area where the Daedric princes live. There is a Daedric prince called Molag Bal, who is the Daedric prince of domination. And his realm is Cold Harbor. It is a very cruel, nasty place. So just a little side note to help you understand what Cold Harbor is. So, all right. So, we're apparently dead. Not sure how we're alive, but we'll find out. Then, how are we having this conversation?
I don't know. Once we rescue the Prophet, he can tell you about the gods and the ways of Oblivion. I don't understand any of it myself.
There's also wikis and YouTube videos you can learn about the gods and ways of Oblivion. But anyway, if this one is dead, who killed Zaranjidaro?
A man named Menemarco. His worm cult is doing some kind of ritual back in Tamriel. They sacrificed you and everyone in this prison to the Daedric prince Molag Bal. After you died, whatever was left showed up here. They call you the Soul Shriven.
What does that mean?
It means you're a slave and you'll spend the rest of eternity here in Cold Harbor, working under the lash of the Daedra. Unless, of course, you come with me.
Are you dead too?
No, I wasn't sacrificed. The Prophet and I were brought here conventionally, if that makes any sense. But we're prisoners here, same as you.
They broke into prison instead of breaking out of prison. Okay. How can we rescue the Prophet?
It won't be easy. The place is watched by magical constructs called Sentinels. We won't stand a chance unless we can blind them. I'll tell you more when we get there. And we'll never get there if we don't get moving.
Alright, so I know we've already gone through the if I'm dead, who killed me? So, I think we did. Did we? Yes, we did. Well, is it grayed out? Yes, we did.
A man named Menemarco. His worm cult is doing some kind of ritual back in Tamriel. They sacrificed you and everyone in this prison to the Daedric prince Molag Bal. After you died, whatever was left showed up here. They call you the Soul Shriven.
Okay, correction, we didn't go to this dialogue option. Alright, so now we talk about Soul Shriven. So, what does that mean?
It means you're a slave and you'll
Oh, no, wait,
spend
we
the
did
rest
go
of
through this.
eternity here in Cold Harbor.
Okay, shh.
We
Moving
should
on.
keep moving.
Alright, so I will say, even in Cold Harbor... Ooh, we don't want spoiled food. Even in Cold Harbor, check everything. Like, and I will tell you, it becomes almost it's like an OCD habit. It's just like you check everything, like your bookshelves, which is where you're going to learn things, or you're going to pick up skills or stuff like that. But it just becomes like that's what I was looking for, second nature. It becomes second nature to just touch everything. All right. So now we talk about monster difficulty. You can see up at the top where he's got the extra health bars, so he will technically be harder to defeat. I say technically because this is a tutorial. They want him to be a little hard, but they're not going to make it so hard you can't fight. Plus, we have Lyris. Lyris is awesome. All right. Let's go. Oh, roll dodge. So that... And I just switched... There we go. Right. Holding left trigger to block. So this is also one of several opportunities you get. So the reason I'm dodge rolling is to obviously get out of the red that he's throwing down. Ooh, look it! Alright,
Well
first...
played, friend. Arcay's beard, you are good in a fight.
Why, thank you. This one takes pride in her
The
skills.
god of brutality knows of your escape. Hurry.
Okay. I gotta loot first. I need stuff. Alright, so... Of course, gold. We all know what gold is. That's how you buy stuff. Iron Sabatons of health. So this is gonna be heavy armor. It is it adds to your health, which is good because we're baby tune right now. We need all the health. We need all the health we can get. Okay, This is, and it also has a trait. So armors have different traits. So this one has a reinforced trait, which increases the armor's value. So that armor number that says 2518, this is actually more increased from light or heavy armor. And again, we'll talk about this later. Now, I know this is trash, but see that sell to a merchant for gold? Yeah, it's going in the inventory. So, you do not have to put on every piece of armor you find, but I like to, mainly because extra armor. I mean, let's just be honest. But eventually I will show you how we get to the point where we start building our skills in armor lines. So yeah. All right. So our level 2 rewards are available. Woohoo! All right. So we don't get much. We do get an attribute point and a skill point. That's what we increase our magicka health and stamina with. So start out with that. And then it shows you like what your future rewards are. So at next level, which is 3, we're going to get another attribute point, another skill point, and then some food that will help our character a little bit. And then you have your next milestone level, which at level 5, you will get 2 attribute points. So you get an attribute and skill point every time you level, from levels 1 through 50. And then we will get an item set, which is health rings. So those will serve us well. Those will give us extra health. And then your racial skill lines. So in addition to your class skill lines, you have what's called a racial skill line. So as a Khajiit, she has specific things and benefits that other races do not have. Same goes for Nords, Argonians, Red Guards, etc. So if you've ever heard anybody... All right, so I'll tell you my logic. Since she will eventually be a stamina character, she's going to need a lot of stamina to carry out bow and dual wield attacks. I'm putting all of her points into stamina. I used to, especially at early levels, I used to put about the first 10 points into health, but you do get things. This was also years ago, but before they changed some things with combat, but you do get things that are going to help you with health anyway. So usually if you're a magicka toon, you want to put everything in magicka. If you're a stamina toon, you want to put it all in stamina. Pretty basic. So now we get into character skills. So you have a skills advisor, which is nice. And if you change, how do I change build? There we go. You have, they give you kind of some builds that you can do, or you can just turn off the advisor. Warden Initiate, that's if you're a new player, learning the class, etc. This is going to be, so this says roll damage, also known as a DPS. They're your folks in like dungeons and whatnot that are like doing damage and melting the enemies kind of thing. Savage Stalker, but this is a magicka damage. Savage Stalker is going to be your stamina damage toon. Guardian of the Wild, that's going to be your tank role. So tanks are like the ones who run, they keep the aggro from the enemy, and basically they make it so that the DPS can do their job and the healers can do their job. And then the healer keeps the other 2 people alive. And then Master Herbalist, which is a healer build. And then you can just turn it off. For now, I'm going to leave it on. I may turn it off later. But so since we have this on, they advise some abilities. I do like Dive. It eventually turns into really probably one of the best spammables. Fungal Growth is a heal, and Frost Cloak is going to be a that's what it's going to be. Frost Cloak is going to be one of your frost skills. Each class has 3 skill lines that we will work on leveling up and whatnot. Subclassing, this is actually something they just added in this year. I am not crazy about the idea because to me, part of the fun of ESO, and I have multiple characters, so part of the fun of ESO is you have this class and this is how they play stuff. Yes, there's things that are similar across classes, like Destruction Staff is every class, dual wield is every class. But that whole mixing and matching, and I get it, it's kind of popular. I think it's something that people have been asking for in this game. I just don't like the idea. Now on this account, I'm nowhere near to doing that because I can't do subclassing until I've hit level 50, which is okay. I'm fine with that because I personally don't like the idea because I don't want to mix and match classes, but there are some people who are going to have a blast with that, and it'll be interesting to see some builds that come out of that. Especially with, I mainline a healer. I actually mainline a warden healer. And it'll be interesting to see them mixing warden and Templar skills or warden and Arcana skills to make a healer. So I may one day play with it just for kicks, but for now, I'm just not keen on the idea. So, like you have class stuff, you also have weapon skill lines. So, the way you build up your weapon skill lines, there's a few ways. One, you use the skill. So as you can tell, we got 1 destruction staff. We have a 1 in destruction staff because we used that ice staff at first. I'm now using dual wield, so now I have 2, and I can put a point into flurry. Which, let's go ahead and do that. Why not? Because I'll wind up using that skill anyway. Alright, so because I don't have anything on my bar, it automatically assigned it to my bar. You can assign your bar and change that anytime. But I usually use flurry on that X key anyway, so it's totally fine. The thing about this skill is it costs me 2,700 stamina to use it. Deals a certain amount of damage. That's why you want to make sure if you're playing a stamina tune, you have plenty of stamina. So all your skill lines, including your class skill lines, have active and passive abilities. So these are the things you're going to use. These are the things that will buff that skill. And all of this all skill lines, as far as weapons and class, top out at level, and armor, top out at 50. So it's going to take us a long time to build to stuff, but like, for instance, this passive opens up when we hit dual wield level 5. But we're not there yet. So I'm sure Lyris is like, where the crap is that Khajiit? Oh gosh, I've gotten myself lost. Oh, there we go. So if you get lost, FYI, if you see at the top, there is what's called the compass. Your active quest will be what the compass points you towards. So if you see Soul Shriven and Cold Harbor, reach the Tower of Eyes. Up there at the top, reach the Tower of Eyes above. And above or below tells you kind of like if you're going to have to climb stairs or that kind of thing. Sometimes it's a little wonky, I will admit, but just head for it and you'll get there eventually. All right.
The god of schemes can see every part of Cold Harbor.
Oh, great.
We need to distract him.
Okay. All right. If you get lost, press to open your map. So this is what our map looks like. This is where we're going to. For now, anyway. And we'll look at the world map later. Ooh, let's go kill a clan fear. So that is the flurry skill. Oop, roll dodge. So the thing about being a stamina DPS, things like roll dodge take your stamina.
Name again? Target practice?
Yeah. All right. All right. So as you notice, flurry increased to rank 2. So every skill line has ranking. Every skill in that skill line has ranking, etc., etc. So inventory is going to be based, and since I got a new piece of armor, I want to get that on so I can. Inventory is not based on weight; it is based on how many items you're carrying. It gets real full real fast. I know it says sneak to avoid enemies. I'll do that in a minute because I just don't want to. So what they're talking about is you can use hiding spots. And you can wait for them to walk by. And they do. They'll just like walk by, won't see you, and then once they're gone. Now, I realize that that's what they're trying to teach us in this tutorial. I want to kill stuff. So, we're not doing that. But the basic idea would be you crouch down, you have a detected bar, and when it looks like that, you're hidden. Much like in Skyrim, it will, do the thing where it like the eye opens kind of thing. So for instance, let me come over here. So when you first sneak, the eye shuts. If they're friendlies. Oh, they didn't even see me either. Okay. Basically, it's like the one in the reticle in Skyrim where it like shows you.
Try to be inconspicuous.
I'm trying.
Just got free of this place. The last thing we need is to get recaptured.
All right.
I'll keep watch.
Boop, boop, boop. Now, granted, it's absolutely okay for me to run up and hit the darn thing, but I'm trying to ooh, hi. Yes, look back over that way. Thank you. Right. We run back here.
Quickly. While he's blinded, we must get to the Prophet's cell.
Working up. Ooh, killing things. I help. So these are different kinds of Daedra. This is, oh, did not pay attention. I stood in stupid. So just FYI, the reason I said I stood in stupid is the stuff on the ground. That's one of the jokes we make is like, don't stand in stupid. So it's like, don't stand in all this AoE, which is an area of effect skill. Or area of effect. You leave that person alone.
Come get some more, you skeeving hawkers.
Yeah, what she said. Oh, sorry. Alright. Ooh, breeches. That is light armor. Right. Okay. Ah, is this the Prophet's?
Fool!
Uh-oh.
You will never escape my realm.
Hermamora's wagging tongue. The door's warded. We'll never get in this way.
Of course not. Of course not.
Damn it. Destroying the Sentinel must have triggered these wards. We'll need to find another way in. Maybe Cadwell can help us.
Who's Cadwell?
Cadwell is the oldest of the Soul Shriven. After years of torment, Soul Shriven usually go insane and turn feral. But not Cadwell. He was already insane before he left Tamriel. Mad as a box of frogs, but completely harmless. You'll see.
I love that. Mad as a box of frogs. Okay. How can a madman possibly help us?
Cadwell sees things as he wishes them to be. To him, Cold Harbor is a wondrous place. It's his home. And he knows it like the back of his hand. He's usually down by the river. Let's go find him.
Yes. Well, while this one is glad you are excited to go find a madman, I'm thinking
One
about it.
fine day in the middle of the night, two dead kings got up to fight. Back to back, they faced each other, drew their bows, and stabbed themselves.
Okay, to be fair, I do love Cadwell. He is one of my favorite characters.
Cadwell's a legend among the Soul Shriven. In Tamriel, he was mocked and dismissed. Here, he's respected. He's an odd duck, no question. But he knows all the secret paths of Cold Harbor.
That he does.
Hello, what's this? Out for a stroll then? Lovely day for it.
You must be Cadwell.
Sir Cadwell, yes, indeed, a pleasure. And fair Lyris, good to see you, my dear. How are you then?
We are trying to get inside the Prophet's cell. The door is sealed.
Oh dear, well that is inconvenient, isn't it? Tell you what, I happen to know another way in. Much more of a scenic route. Rather a fun little jaunt, actually, full of traps and corpses and nasty beasties filling up the bits in between.
How do we get through all of that?
Rather cautiously, I expect. Watch your step, hold your nose, and do mind the traps. There'll like as not be a fair dose of running and skull-bashing as well.
Where's the entrance?
Follow the river. You'll find the door to the Undercroft at the water's end. Once you're inside, stick to the light, and you'll find a ladder that will take you right up to the Prophet straight away. Do give him my best.
Thanks.
Best of luck. Do check in now and again, won't you?
Tell this one about yourself, Sir Cadwell.
Well, there's not much to tell, is there? It's the same old pish-tosh, gallant knight, epic quests, rescued maidens. I came to this land when my head was quite unceremoniously separated from my body. Bad luck, that, but you make the best of things.
How long have you been here?
Oh, quite a long time. In fact, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if I was the oldest of the soul-shriven. Of those who didn't go feral, that is. I know every tunnel and path, every nook and cranny. The others look up to me, I suppose.
How do you know Lyris?
Ah, Lyris. Girl's as mad as sheer Gorus jammies. Heart's in the right place, I suppose. Says she's got to rescue the Prophet to save us all from eternal torment. How an old blind man could do that is quite beyond me.
So, FYI, Sheogorath is the Daedric Prince of Madness. So that's why Mad as Sheogorath's jammies is funny. Just FYI. What do you know about the Prophet?
An imperial gentleman. Apparently he was once a powerful mage, but the years haven't been kind. Lyris says he knows of a path back to Tamriel. I rather think that if one existed, I'd have found it by now.
You don't think there's a way to get home?
I hadn't actually given it much thought. Anything's possible, I suppose. Truth is, I've been here so long, this place feels like home. But a good uprising now and again is a pleasant diversion, so where's the harm, eh?
Of course, where's the harm? You have a good day. All right. Ah, yours.
Cadwell seems to think this Undercroft is a delightful place. That probably means it's a death trap. You better be careful.
Oh, this one is the very soul of caution. All right. Lockpick found. I don't remember finding one. I think they just gave me
The
one.
sooner you get that door open, the sooner we can get out of here.
Yeah. All right. So, lockpicking. If you've played Elder Scrolls games before, you love it, you hate it. Depends on the way it's done. Because they've changed it up a few times before. So, this is a trivial lock. I can force the lock at 100%. We're not going to do that. I actually would like to kind of show you. Obviously, I'll show you how this works later as well, but just kind of a. So these are your pins. You have a certain amount of time. Since it's a trivial lock, we've got 5 minutes. Trust me, you do not have 5 minutes on the other levels. So what you want to do is press it, and it helps if you have your controller set on vibrate to figure out where to let go. So basically you're holding the trigger down until it starts to wiggle waggle, and then you're putting the pin in place basically. All right, let's go kill more stuff. Or let's go step into traps. There we go. Right. Then over here. Yay,
Tell
level
that
2.
one to fight. The god of self-punishment.
That's funny. Is there a god of self-punishment here? Alright, I'm gonna wait till I get to a safer place, too, because I'm pretty sure there's still enemies up here. Look at this. I'm gonna wait till I get to a safe spot to accept my rewards. And again, touch all the containers. You never know what you're gonna find. It could be armor, it could be supplies, it could be furnishing diagrams, it could be armor motifs. You never know what you're gonna get. It's like a box of chocolates. Okay, so another fight.
That might have been a fair fight, if there were 3 of you.
Oh, Lyris. Just love your confidence. Right. Ooh, rawhide. That is actually... So typically, as a stamina DPS, you're going to want to be in medium armor, just in general. Alright. And that's just kind of a general thing. The great thing about ESO is you can play however you want to. I know, like, when I do PvP, I may take my magic healer in,
This is the part
in,
where you bleed
like,
to death.
full heavy armor, because, you know, it's safer. Alright. Ooh, chests. Okay, didn't hit that in time. Alright. Okay, this should be a safe spot. So we're going to claim our level 3 rewards. So now, and they also give you tutorials and tips and stuff like that as well, which is pretty cool. So we get our first food reward, which I'm going to save that for now. Yeah! Woohoo! Okay. So our next level, which is 4, choice of armor. Oh, yeah. So they give you a piece of armor to use. Again, we've got our attribute points. We're going to put that in stamina. And then we have 1 skill point we can put anywhere else. Now, I could open up twin slashes if I wanted to. But I don't want to. Because eventually we're going to have a number of skills on here that we're going to be leveling. And right now, Flurry is only at 3. I still need to get it up to 4. And also, although, you know what? We're going to get Dive. I like Dive. And then I can show you some Warden skills, because I like Warden skills. So eventually, what I do when I'm leveling is I will have 1 of each class skill so that it's actively leveling. Because even if it's on your bar and you don't use it, it levels. It doesn't level as fast, but it will level, which is really helpful when you're trying to get your skill lines built up. So I've got a dual wield. See, our dual wield is now at 4. I think our first passive's at 5. Yes. Our dual wield is now at 4 because it's on the bar and we've been using it. So now we're going to start using one of the Warden skills, which is Dive. So basically, it's kind of funny. I've heard this called the pterodactyl. I've heard it called the parrot. Whatever you want to call it is fine. It was funny. I was using it one time in a dungeon and somebody said, "I just saw this blue parrot come out of nowhere." I'm like, "Oh, that was me.
Prophet's
Sorry."
Gate should be just ahead. Quickly now, we haven't much time. All right. The good news is we made it here in one piece, and the Prophet looks unharmed. Now the bad news. It's going to be up to you to keep him safe and get him back to Tamriel. I'm not going with you.
Say that again?
There's a trick to opening the cell. The only way for a prisoner to leave is for another living soul to take their place. I need to swap places with the Prophet.
There's no other way?
Believe me, I wish there was, but I don't see anyone else here with a beating heart, do you? If Molag Bal isn't stopped, he'll destroy everyone and everything we've ever loved.
Saranji Daro is ready when you are.
Once it's done, get moving. The Prophet will know where to go, but he'll need your eyes and your protection.
All right. Okay, so this is Dive. It is a pretty good spammable for DPS, in my opinion, on a Warden. And see, now that I'm using that skill, Animal Companions has increased the chance. And I will say... Okay, let me get through this.
Freedom! I remember this feeling. It will be fleeting, though, if Molag Bal has his way. Thank the divines you are safe. There is that, at least. There sacrificed everything that we might go free. Her sacrifice must not be in vain.
Can we find a way to take her with us?
I wish that were possible, but I promise you, once we escape Cold Harbor, we will find a way to rescue her together, Vestige.
Vestige?
That is the name I have given you. You are but a trace of your former self, a soulless one, an empty vessel that longs to be filled. It is as the scrolls foretold, but not exactly as I imagined.
Why does Lyris call you the prophet?
That is what I've come to be called. My true name is lost even to me. Years of torment have taken their toll. Quickly now, we must make haste to the anchor.
Anchor?
The anchors are Daedric machines of the darkest magic. Their chains bind our world and pull it towards Cold Harbor. I can use one of these anchors to return us to Tamriel, but you must lead me to it.
All right. Stay close then.
Up the stairs quickly. We must get to the anchor mooring.
We'll be back, Lyris. Don't you worry. Hang in there. Excuse me. All right.
There it is! The dark anchor mooring.
The mortal thinks it can defy me. Futile. Soon your world will be in my chains.
Okay.
I will protect you.
I hope so, because that's a baby too. That's just a baby. So, like other games where they teach you how to use things, this is where you get to learn all the stuff you've been practicing this whole time. Okay, wrong button. Ha! Get my necklace.
A moment, Vestige.
Yes, sir.
The Dark Anchor's portal is high above us. I will prepare a spell to lift us to it.
Cool.
But first, you must reattune yourself to Nern in order to regain your physical form. To do this, you will need a Sky Shard.
So, side note, Nern is kind of like what we would call Earth, basically. There are different realms in the world. Nern is their realm. Tamriel is like the landmass, the empire that we'll be playing in.
A shard of ethereal magicka that carries the essence of Nern. Some link them to Lorcan, the missing god of creation. If you collect and absorb its power, it should restore your corporeal form. I will summon one of these shards for you to absorb.
And by the way, Sky Shards are something you will spend a lot of time looking for so you can get skill points, just so you're aware. They're great. I call them shiny rocks. So, all right. This one is ready.
Shard of Aetherius, fall upon us now and anoint us with your blessing. There, quickly, collect the Sky Shard.
Right.
Great Akatosh, dragon god of time, I require your strength. Let the way be opened. Let these wandering souls return home. Let the will of Molag Bal be denied. Hurry! We must go now!
Okay. All right. Collect my daily.
The vestige awakens once again. Come here. We must speak. As I feared, we arrived in different locations. I am in a city near the sea, in a land of eternal spring. The air smells of the ocean and of markets and gardens. It matters not. You have awakened once again, and we must set you on your path.
How long was Zaranjidaro unconscious?
Days, weeks, I cannot tell. The voids between worlds disrupted all sense of time and space. I know only that you were deposited into the sea. and some charitable soul fished you out and brought you to dry land.
What should Zaranji Taro do now?
I'm afraid you will have to decide that for yourself. I must focus on searching for a way to repay Lyris's bold sacrifice. I cannot simply abandon her to the wrath of Molag Bal.
When will this one see you again?
I cannot foresee that, not yet. But we will meet again. There is still much we need to accomplish.
All right, so we are about to finish the opening quest, not only for the main storyline, but also it's the tutorial quest where you learn how to do everything. So, they tell you will receive, and it tells you all the stuff you get. So we get 2 skill points. We get a new skill line called Soul Magic. And we get a sealed urn, which has stuff in it that we could possibly use. So...
Be wary, Vestige. Our very plane of existence is in peril. The threat of Molag Bal looms across all Tamriel, and chaos spreads in its shadow. Danger roams the land and will assume many forms. Do not let it catch you off guard.
where should this one go?
You must find your own path. But perhaps there is a reason for the place in which you find yourself. Explore, search for a cause to lend your hand. Join with others. You might even seek out those who rescued you from the sea. The choice is yours.
You think there are many who need Zaranji Daro's help?
Indeed. I sense that even now, there are good people near you who face grave danger. They need your assistance, should you be willing to give it. To thwart the will of Molag Bal, we must skirmish with evil wherever it rears its head.
And there are others who would join this one in this?
We do not face these troubled times alone. Many shall rise up to fight this tide of darkness. Wherever you go, you will encounter others who share your courage and valor. Help them if you can, and enlist their aid if you have need of it.
All right. And with that, we are ready to start really exploring Tamriel. We've learned all our stuff. As you can tell, I gotta touch all the containers. Especially when you're a new toon, because you need stuff to sell. You might need stuff to eat, you know, whatever. But mostly, yeah, touch everything. That's one of my pieces of advice. Touch everything. Okay. All right. So, welcome to Tamriel proper. We are now in a place called Kynarthi's Roost. This is the starting zone for every toon who is Aldmeri Dominion. Excuse me. As they're saying on the screen here, they talk about quests. You have 3 different quest markers. The one like we're seeing in the far back, kind of sort of center of the screen right there, Razumdar. He is part of the main quest for this zone. There's another marker that are for what's called the side quest, and then there's another one that are what's called the dailies. So there are some quests in this game that you can do on a daily basis and get rewards and stuff like that. Whoops, let me just hit the microphone. We'll cover all that later. But for now, we'll talk a little bit about Kynarthi's Roost. It is part of the Aldmeri Dominion. Part of what's going on here is that they are trying to recruit the folks, the Khajiit of Aldmeri of Kynarthi's Roost, to join the Aldmeri Dominion. And that is what the story that we're going to go through here. So now we can kind of get into some basics stuff. I'm going to try looking at chat here. Hello, Shoto? Shoto. I apologize if I mispronounced that. And hey, Berg, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. Glad to have you guys here. So let's go through kind of some basic setting stuff. And this seems like a lot at first. I know we've taken a lot of time getting through all the stuff and the character creation. But there are some basic things that will just help your, what is it they call it, quality of life? They're quality of life options. That's good. So this character is not going to be an assassin, so I don't plan on her killing any innocents. So see this white hue around these characters? That means that they're not an enemy. It would be red, and we'll talk about that in a minute. It would be red if they were an enemy. Now, just on a side note, if you do decide to become an assassin, they have a health bar. Perfectly natural health bar. If you look over here at this Mistral Guard, anything that has that solid gold bar is... you can't kill it. It's immortal, basically. And your guards are mostly going to be immortal. So there is somewhere I saw one. There's one. So there's an enemy. So that's what your enemies are going to look like. They're going to be in red. Now, if I were to attack these folks, they would probably turn red pretty quick and come after me. So sometimes you will actually see NPCs that have a gold glow around them. That means if you hit them, even when you have... we're going to turn off this white glow, by the way. Even when you have... if they're not an enemy, if they have a gold glow and you hit them, they will very quickly become an enemy. So let's see. We're going to go into... what did I do? Oh, good. They're going after somebody else. That's right. You keep that busy. All right. So let's go into... so now we've got our... we're back to our basic menu. We have a lot more stuff, don't we? At the bottom right, you'll see your character's name, where they're at, and their current character level. Your menu is going to be over here on the left. I actually... do I want to put her in a costume? Not yet. Our skills are going to be here. And so scribing, we will talk about later. There's actually... ESO does a thing called Golden Pursuits from time to time where you can do certain activities and get rewards and stuff like that. Right now they are doing scribing as a Golden Pursuit thing. And so I thought what I would do is maybe go through that quest line so you can see it. It takes forever, so we may not do it during Golden Pursuits, but that is a thing. So as you notice, I have 4 inanimal companions because I've been using my pterodactyl. But I only have 1 in Green Balance and Winter's Embrace, and that is because I don't have them on my bar to use them yet. Now, we're still baby tune. We're only level 4. We don't have enough... for me, we don't have enough skill points to put into things. I'm doing well, Bird. Thank you. Sorry, I'm trying to... still learning, going back and forth between chat and game. So we're shortly, as soon as we get a couple more levels, we're going to get another Green Balance. We're going to get a Winter's Embrace and Soul Magic. I don't usually use it that much. I mean, the only thing I usually do is put in the passives, because there's a passive once it levels up that you can revive once every 2 hours without having to spend a soul gem to revive. So, and then that later on in the skill line goes down to 1 hour. I don't use it. That's about the only thing I use in Soul Magic. Other folks use the Soul Trap and other things. It's just not for me. And that's another thing. Everybody's playstyle is different. So just because I'm sitting here saying, oh, you can do this, you do that, doesn't mean that's not what you're going to want to do. This is just me trying to kind of give examples from the perspective that I've been playing at. So I'm not an expert in this game by any means. I just love it. I've played it a long time, and I'm at a point where I can help other people learn how to play or to enjoy the game, but, give them like some training gear, some food, potions, help them get to quest, help them get way shrines so they can travel to quest. I'm at a point where I can finally do what people did for me when I first started playing. So it's a really good feeling. And it's one of the reasons I wanted to do these live streams, is to just kind of share some of that knowledge for folks. So one thing we're going to go meet Razumdar and pick up his quest, because I want you to meet Razumdar. He's awesome. Oh, I was turning off things. See? Rabbit trail. So this is going to be your options interface. This looks exactly the same on console as it does on PC. And I'm playing on PC right now. What was I looking for? Is it interface or combat? I think it's combat. I actually do like to turn on resource numbers, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. And I usually do number and percent. That's very helpful. Okay, this is like buffs and stuff like that. Okay, got it. Is interface? Maybe interface. Oh, one thing I do because I don't know why it's off by default now, but I go into interface and turn on automatic quest tracking, because otherwise you'll be on a quest, you'll pick up a new quest, and you want to go do the new quest right then. It won't automatically switch for you, so it's tracking that on your compass that we saw earlier. So I always go in at some point, either when I figure out it's off or when I'm like now, I'm just going through the settings. You want to turn on automatic quest tracking. Nope, that's gameplay. That's where it's at. With PC, you want to make sure this gamepad says gamepad mode on. Obviously, unless you want to play keyboard, in which case you're set. It's got to be here somewhere. Ah, yes. Okay, so that's all that stuff. Here we go. Friendly color. So friendly folks will be in green. Enemy colors are going to be in red. So obviously with that square, that means you could probably change it if you wanted to. Prevent attacking innocents. If you don't plan on being an assassin in this game, I highly recommend turning this on, because the last thing you want to do is be involved in a fight with an enemy and all of a sudden you hit an innocent person, which then gets you a bounty, which then gets the guards chasing after you, which then makes things a lot more difficult. So I always recommend going to gameplay and go to prevent attacking innocents. Now, if you're going to be an assassin, you have to have that turned on, but you can also turn it on and off as you need to. So where's our little people? So these folks had that white bear glow on them. They don't have it anymore because we've turned off attacking innocents. So we kind of automatically know these are innocents, basically. Yeah. So, and of course our guards are innocents. These are other players we see running around.
Wet one. This one needs to speak to you.
Do you?
Welcome to Canarthi's Roost, friend. The hurricane must have been very disorienting. So many injured, confused. Keep your voice down. Try not to draw attention.
What are you talking about?
Razumdar is here on a mission of some delicacy. You are just what the Bandari ordered. Between your hands and Raz's good looks, we are certain to see this through.
What kind of help do you need?
First, a question. Where did you come from?
Oh, gee, I don't know. Let's see. What am I going to tell you? This is kind of where, for me, the kind of role playing, it's like, what's this character like? How are they going to answer kind of thing comes into, what you call it. I don't know what to pick this. You know what? I'm going to pick this. She's a Khajiit. She's going to be kind of snarky and clever. So we'll just go with that one. We'll play coy. You wouldn't believe this one if she told you.
If you landed 5 paces north, you'd have squashed a rat, slipped on its guts, and cracked your head on a signal drum. The whole island would have known of your arrival. So where did you come from, truly?
Cold Harbor. Molag Bal's realm. He plans to invade Tamriel.
A Daedric prince, you say? Raz has a nose for lies, but you seem clean as an ocean breeze. If anyone else asks you, where will you say you came from?
Well, I'd like to not get locked up in an asylum somewhere. This one is a Dominion soldier who survived the shipwreck.
Yes, lie with confidence. A straight face and a gleam in your eye. Well done. It is very good right now to fit in. Your sudden arrival, it does not fit in, you understand?
Why should Zaranji Daro trust you?
You should not. You should trust your instincts. Leave if you wish. No one will stop you. Or, come with Raz and do what you can to help us recover. In the process, grow your stature and wealth. It is entirely up to you.
Why are you helping this one?
Because you are no soldier, which is useful. You can speak with the locals, assure them we are not invaders or marauders. Now come, let us try to fit in.
Very well.
Commander Karanet, a moment. This recruit survived the shipwreck without injuries. You mentioned something about the shattered shoals, yes?
Okay, we pause because I realized I forgot to turn something else on. Subtitles. I just like having subtitles. It makes it easier to keep up, especially when you're just watching instead of playing.
Glad you're up and about, recruit.
Thank you.
I'm in need of a scout to head to Shattered Shoals. Most of our fleet foundered to the west, but we've had few survivors trickle in from that direction.
What do you need exactly?
We captured a sea viper spying on the camp. Those pirates never travel alone. Find out if they're around Shattered Shoals, and if so, what they're doing on this island. Of course, you should assist any shipwreck survivors you find. We must each do our part.
This one will do what she can.
Before you head to Shattered Shoals, speak with Eelsil. He just returned from exploring a nearby temple. That wizard claims to know something about everything, so he may have insight on how these sea vipers operate.
Ilsil is this way.
Follow Khajiit.
Ilsil, this recruit wishes to speak with you.
Marvelous, isn't it? We'll have to construct a special room for the Morning Stone when we bring it back to the Mages Guild. I'm sorry, did you need something?
Commander Karaneth said you returned from a nearby temple.
Yes. The Temple of the Morning Springs is an old Khajiit ruin not far from here. We excavated the Morning Stone from one of the chambers. As you can see, its supply of water appears endless.
Did you encounter any sea vipers?
What do you mean, pirates? In an ancient Khajiit temple? Preposterous! All we saw were the undead warriors that overran our camp.
Why were you attacked by the undead?
I have no idea. Actually, I have 12 ideas, but they're far less fascinating than the Morning Stone. Probably some sort of ancient curse. It usually is with these things.
So what can you tell me about sea vipers? So what can you tell this one about sea vipers?
Arrogant sea elf pirates.
Yes, they
To my
are.
recollection, they aren't known to raid Kanathi's roost. Oh, and they have a thing for snakes. But I'm sure we both have more important matters to attend. If you'd excuse me?
Of course.
We should speak privately. Before you depart, let's meet by the statues north of camp.
Okay. Look at Mr. Cool, Calm, and Collected. I love Roz. I can't help it.
There, you see? You fit in and no one will stop you from walking away. But as this one said, there are opportunities here for people that fall from the sky.
This one is listening.
Ilsil is most impressed with his newest bauble. But the undead are a threat to all of Kanarthi's roost. If you want to, you could search the Temple of the Morning Springs, determine how to contain the dead there. Then the locals should see we came here as allies, not conquerors.
All right. Anything else?
Karaneth told you how the hurricane dashed the fleet into Kanarthi's roost. Now the sea vipers are picking at the bones of our ships. Strange, yes? You could scout the coast, as the commander said. Prove yourself to the soldiers.
Where are you headed?
Oh, there's far less glamorous work to be done in Mistral, at the northern end of the island. Let's meet up there, after you've done what you decide to do. Until then, bright moons guide your steps.
All right. So, now, usually there is an option to talk to a character after you've gotten the quest. So sometimes there's extra fun dialogue or something.
Good luck out there. This one will stay here for a moment. Relax, so that no one says we do not fit in.
What a good idea. All right. So, a few things we're going to do here. So, let me pull up the map. Excuse me. So, this is the starter zone, like I said, for any Aldmeri Dominion character. We've got a number of things over here. I'm going to open our zone guide. These are some... I know what they're called. achievements that you can get. Some of these are going to be achievements, like this one is actually an account-bound achievement, which is why there's already one of my other characters has done the Stop Hazak part of this. I wanted to wait until I started this character to do the other one so she could be the one to get this achievement on the whatchamacallit. I know that's kind of weird, but it's me. And then this is another achievement. So this is your icons on the map. These are your zone stories. Let's see. And if we go to Cycle Tooltip, that will actually show you what the next one is. So you can kind of keep track, well, not kind of, you can keep track of where you are in a zone story by looking at your zone guide. This is the Way Shrines. We've already discovered the Canarthes Roost Way Shrine just by, falling here from Cold Harbor. And the Mistral Way Shrine we will see on the other side of the map. There are what are called points of interest, and sometimes these are just locations that are on the map, and then other times these are locations that are on the map but also have a side quest, and you'll see those as we get to discovering things and whatnot. Then we have striking locales. So these are I call them the eyeballs, so because that's what they show up on the map, so it's easy. It's like, oh look, there's an eyeball. And there are always some of these in zones. Now, of course, my other character, actually my Imperial Arcanist, has already gotten all of the achievements for this. So it shows the date of the achievement, shows discover all the striking locales, again, the checklist so you can know. And actually, because you do that, you get a dye color that you can use at an outfit station, which is nice. And then it shows earned by. So that's kind of why I want to have the Skooma Watch one be her, because she's a Khajiit. And, she would be like, nope, we're not in Skooma here. Sky shards, so the shiny rocks that we got one in Cold Harbor. There are 6 of those in Canarthes Roost, and they will show up just like they showed up in Cold Harbor. They'll be just a rock that's got a blue light going up to the top. Can't miss it. Well, you can, depending on where it's hidden. So, and then these are, and just to give you an idea of how big this game is, these are all the different zones you can go to. So like the Alakir Desert's one of the bigger zones. So there's a lot more stuff. And once we get to a bigger zone with this character, we'll talk a little bit more about that. But this is how much, and I'm just kind of going through really quick, but these are how many different zones and places you can go in ESO. It's bonkers, all right? I love it. Don't get me wrong. I do love it, but it is bonkers. So this is Golden Pursuits. Like I said, I've been working on this so that I can make sure I get it before it runs out. It's got 18 days remaining, but I'm always afraid that I'm going to mess up and not get it. Kind of, it's like I'm not going to have time or something like that. So been working on this. Your group finder is once you hit level 10, which is also the level you can go into PvP combat in Cyrodiil, you can use the group finder to find people to do dungeons and PvP and stuff like that with. Your endeavors are your daily and weekly endeavors you can spend in the Crown Store. We're not going to get into the Crown Store today. Your zone guide, of course, is what we were just looking at. Which is, we're not in Hrothgar, obviously. Dungeon Finder, we don't get to start doing the 4-man dungeons until level 10. But those, once you get here, you can actually queue for dungeons and run in a group. If you've heard somebody talk about a pug group, it's like that looking for group that you go in, you say, I'm a healer, or I'm a specifically group role, I'm a healer. From left to right, it's tank, healer, and DPS. And that will pair you up with somebody who's a tank, somebody who's the other role, and etc. Battlegrounds are also PvP. Tales of Tribute, I have still not learned how to play this game. It's a card game in the game. And it looks like it might be fun if I could figure it out. Haven't done that yet. Home Tours. Home Tours is one of my favorite things that they have brought in. I love it. The cool part is you can actually, I'm going to talk about this just a little bit, but you can look at recommended homes. And these are all player homes. Like these are folks that have decorated their house and they have made it available that you can go visit it. I'm telling you, this is one of my favorite things to do in game. A friend of mine and I spent hours just going through houses and looking at what people did with stuff and how creative people are and stuff like that. It's great. You can browse homes. Like they just give you like a random looking, and there are so many homes in this game. You can also favorite homes. And to be quite honest, I have favorited a few because I either liked how they looked or they're very handy. Like for instance, Crafting Castle, they've got all the crafting stations. I don't have a house with that yet. And so yes, I have favorited a lot of these because some of them were just so well done. And then some of them I'm like, ooh, I kind of want to go back and reference that. One of my favorites is the Hillside Bookstore. And another one of my favorites, which I just love, apart from the fact there's all the crafting stations and stuff you could need, they made this little house a 2-story house. It's crazy. I love it. So I love favorite homes. Because I can always go visit and look around and go, so how did you do that? So I'm just getting into home decorating. I haven't on my PSN account, so I haven't done it very much. So that's Activity Finder. So now we are free to go roam anywhere we want to. So let's pull up the world map. This is Canarthy's Roost, and this is the greater continent of Tamriel. Like I said, lots of places to go. Okay, yeah, Berg, if you have any tips on how to play Tales of Tribute, I would appreciate that, because I get it, but I don't. And I agree with you. I think it would be great if they could make a game where your character speaks. Because, like, whether you want, like, you can choose whether or not, but I think that's so cool. I know when I played Dishonored, Corvo never spoke, but in Dishonored 2, and Dishonored 1, in Dishonored 2, he was voiced, and I really liked that better. It made it more, not necessarily immersive, but it added something to the gameplay. Okay, so this is our map. This thing in the middle here is Cyrodiil. Cyrodiil is a whole nother day. I like Cyrodiil, but I have to be in the mood for it because it's player versus player. So yes, there's questing and sky shards and all kinds of stuff we can do over here, but it is an active war zone, so you have to be careful. But I do have some tips and tricks you can use in Cyrodiil. These are all kinds of different zones. So some of these are base game zones, like Aradon, which will be after we finish up in Canarthy's Roost. We'll be going to Aradon. We're actually going to go to Aradon here in a minute because we need to join some guilds. This here, Somerset, which Aradon and Somerset are part of the Somerset Isles, which is where the High Elves are from. This is actually a DLC content. So depending on what DLC you have unlocked is going to depend on where you can go in the game. The game is absolutely playable with just base game. If you don't have DLCs, there's going to be a lot of content you'll miss, but it's not like you can't play the game. So just be aware. If you have base game, it's totally fine. There is so much to do in base game. This is, I did not explain. So this is Tamriel, as we see in the top left corner. Not the button I want. There we go. This is the Erebus. So from here, because they have added in some of the Oblivion zones, some of the places like Ivea and the Scalarium and Artaeum. These are places that aren't on Tamriel. They're outside of it. So we have Apocrypha, which is a part of Oblivion. So is Cold Harbor. We've already heard about Cold Harbor. Guess what? We're going there eventually. It's going to be a while. Scalarium and Ivea, that's where we'll get to once we start doing scrying. So just different places all over the map. This game is huge. I've been playing it for years, so I've played content as it came out, but when I started this account and had to start all over, it was just like, holy crap, there is so much to do in this game. I would be overwhelmed as a new player. It's like, where do I go? What do I do? And at the same time, I love the beauty of where do I go? What do I do? Because, just pick a direction and run. Pick a place and go. And so kind of, sort of, we're going to do that here. So we will come back to do the questing in here in Canarthy's Roost, because I do intend to do the full zone story, or full Aldmeri Dominion quest line, which is a lot of quests, and the full the full Aldmeri Dominion questline and the full main story questline. So, but I'm going to run up here and we're going to grab, this is obviously the guy that was here, that they picked up. So he is a sea elf. So if you notice, this lady looks different. She's an Altmer, and this guy's a Malmer. So,
watch your step, Groundwalker.
and they are very cranky, just so we're all aware. They don't like anyone but themselves. They would be happy to rule the world. So, in general, we don't like the Malmer. All right, so we're not going to talk about stealing because this is not yet a thief character. We'll talk about stealing and all that kind of stuff later on. Right. So we got our first Sky Shard. So now what we're going to do, and this is just getting us set up so we can go on with other questing and such later on. So don't worry about this too much. But it's kind of in that, like, turning off, where's my way shrine? Up this way. It's kind of like why I go in and turn off the innocence. This is something that I go, okay, here's a good thing. So these are materials you can use to make stuff. Because I am a baby toon and at the level for maple, it's giving me maple stuff.
The Dominion welcomes all who wish to join.
Yes, they do. So there's a point. I know that sounds very strange if you've played Skyrim and you know that the Aldmeri Dominion in Skyrim are horrible people. The Aldmeri Dominion in ESO are actually good, basically. Pick up some more stuff here. They are... I mean, Queen Irene is all about working with other races. She's not, we're going to rule the world. The later editions of the Aldmeri Dominion are the ones who became evil, basically, which I find very interesting. There's also another. I'm gonna grab this. It's our wish. Well, we've just discovered one of our eyeballs, and that's a good thing. So you always know when you've discovered something for the first time because it comes up. That doesn't give me that. Okay, and we'll run back here and get another Sky Shard. And I think that might be 3. Yes. So for every 3 Sky Shards you get a skill point that you can then go use. I am not talking to you yet, lady. That's later. That's another stream. All right. Readables. You will see me talk about readables probably a lot. In my guild on PSN, we've been doing things where we go through a zone and I'll point out readables because some of us like the lore and stuff. And so there's all these different things that just, I won't bore you with it, but it's all these different things that just add to learning the lore. Is that a steal? Of course it is. If you see a flour sack in this game, just pick it up. Just get it because it's one of the rarest things, and especially if you want to do crafting, you need it. All right, so again, rabbit trails, rambling. Way shrines. Way shrines are awesome. They get you all different places in the game. You do have to discover a way shrine before you can you have to discover a way shrine before you can use it. Now fortunately every zone has at least one way shrine you can get to. So like for instance here in Northern Elsewhere you can get to the Rimmen way shrine and then you can run all around and whatnot and get to where you need to go. We're gonna go to Aradon because I want to and Aradon is the next zone we will get to after we finish in Canarthy's Roost. I said that before. But the reason I want to go here is because the Fighters Guild and the Mages Guild are here. And those are 2 organizations I highly suggest you join as soon as possible. Oh, hi.
There you are. Do not panic. Only you can see me. Come, we have to talk.
I'll talk to you in a minute. Well, I'll talk to you now.
There you are, Vestige. We must speak at once.
Hello, Prophet.
Listen well. I have located a safe harbor from which we might plan our course of action. You must meet me there.
Where is this safe harbor? Actually, you know what? I don't want to do this now because this is part of the second quest. He will stay right there because the marker's over his head. Good. So just stay right there, Just stay right there, sir. Yes, I know. Talk to the prophet. I'll get back to that. Because I really want to try to wrap this up soon. I didn't. It takes a while to get started. Like any game, really, that's intensive. It takes a while to get started. But I want to try to wrap this up soon. Let's see. So we have our 2 guilds here in Aradon. They're always located in certain places. They're not going to be in every town or city, but and some of them are. Your capital cities are not going to have where you get to join the guilds. So we have to do that in what's basically the big starter zone city. So we're going to go into the Mages Guild. And I'm going to read some bookshelves, because again, and if you notice, that was a heavy armor book. It's called Heavy Armor Forging. Well, it just gave us a point in heavy armor and actually gained us the skill line in heavy armor, which is handy. This one, sometimes you read a book and it does that, which is pretty cool.
The technique.
Right. So this guy, can't pronounce his name, but this is who we want to talk to.
Welcome. Are you here on Mages Guild business? Yes, of course. We're lawkeepers across the face of Tamriel. Guild members seek out books, tomes, and ancient scrolls in their travels. Why don't you speak with me for a moment? Perhaps you'd like to join.
Let's talk about the Mages Guild.
Always good to speak with another knowledge seeker.
Well,
Guildmaster Vanus will be pleased.
What can you tell this one about the Mages Guild?
We're book hunters of a sort. We seek out new information, capture it in our libraries, and make copies for distribution across Tamriel. The Guild doesn't care about battlefields or boundaries, just knowledge and the acquisition of new tomes.
You're not affiliated with the Aldmeri Dominion? That changes depending on what alliance you're part of.
We are neutral in the war between the 3 alliances. When we're on guild business, we kneel to no king or queen. That's why you'll see members of every race in our halls.
Who leads the guild?
Vanus Galarian, one of the founding members of this august body, still holds the proud title of Guildmaster, overseeing every guild hall in Tamriel. He works with other ranking members, such as Tellinger, the Artificer, to ensure our future success.
What does this one get in return?
We provide training in unique spells and abilities only available to members. And from time to time, projects crop up for those with an adventuresome spirit. You may end up working with the Guildmaster himself.
This one is ready to join the Mages Guild.
Excellent. You are now a student of the Mages Guild. Every book you find will now earn you reputation in the guild.
Ooh.
I suggest you begin by talking to Velast, our mistress of Incunabula. She often has tasks for new recruits. Good luck.
All right. So the reason we did this is so we could get the Mages Guild skill line. And the reason we do this early on as a baby toon is... Let's go down here. Where's it at? There we are. This handy little passive called Persuasive Will. So, and we'll see this later in conversations with NPCs. You will have the option to intimidate or persuade. And sometimes that gets you out of having to go fetch, 3 flowers from this cave to move the quest along. It's like, can't you just do, can't I just give you the gold for it or something? So Mages Guild will give you the Persuasive Will skill. And that's a passive. So they're always active. You don't have to put them on your ability bar. You don't, quote unquote, use them. They're just active. There's a reason I go get these. Because a lot of times, it's not so I can skip through quests or stuff like that. It's just it's handy to have that. Plus, I'm thinking of the character I'm playing when I play a toon. So it's kind of sometimes I want them to be a smart aleck. Or sometimes, sometimes I may want them to, say something different. So, yeah. All right, so now we are going to join the Mages Guild.
I think I'll bring a great
Fighters Guild.
Or 2. Welcome to our hall. Are you familiar with the guild?
The guild?
The Fighters Guild. You should consider joining up. We have a new guildmaster, and a new singular purpose. Why don't we talk for a moment?
Sounds good. Let's talk about the Fighters Guild.
Excellent. I know we'll all be drawing blades together soon enough.
Yeah, boy.
Now, what can I tell you?
You mentioned a singular purpose.
Right. Our new guildmaster is an Argonian, sees all colors. She has us all hunting down the Daedra and their damned anchors. You might have seen them. Enormous chains, plagues of Daedra boil out to lay waste to the countryside. Hard fights.
You're not part of the Dominion military?
No. We only draw blades in service to the guild. We're technically neutral in the war between the three alliances. We love the Eagle Banner and Her Majesty, of course. But every race, every creed belongs under the guild hall's roof.
What happened to the old guildmaster?
Guildmaster Jofnir passed away recently, very suddenly. I always thought he'd die with a blade in his hand. But he passed away in his sleep, called to Sovngarde by his ancestors. We all miss him, but Colors has proven to be a very able leader.
What does this one get in return?
Ha! There's a good question. We train our members in special techniques, and the higher-ups are always looking for motivated members to help with special projects. You never know, you might be the next Jofnir.
This one is ready to join the Fighters Guild.
Then let me be the first to officially welcome you as an associate of the Fighters Guild. Get out there and take the fight to the Daedra. You're in luck, comrade. Sees all colors herself is here today. Why don't you go introduce yourself?
This one may just do that. All right. Oh, look it! Level 4. So now we have another tutorial piece, like how to enchant. Again, we'll get into crafting in a whole nother thing, because that will take us quite a while to go through. To go through it well. Let me rephrase. Trifling with the health that we can use. So glyphs can be used on your weapons and armor to give bonuses like health or magicka or stamina, but also extra weapon damage, extra magicka recovery, something like that. And so now we get a choice. So we can choose one of our pieces. If I was a tank, I'd pick Iron Legs, because I want to work on my heavy armor. If I was magicka, I'd pick, or a healer, which uses magicka, I'd pick the breeches. But she's going to be a Stamtoon, so I want to make sure I pick the Rawhide Guards. And of course, our next big milestone is level 5. So you get extra benefits I don't know if it's every 5 or 10. It may be every 10 getting later on. And then we get our stamina point. And just like with Mage's Guild, I'm going to put a point into intimidating NPCs. And there we go. So at this point, in my opinion, you're fully ready to go through and play the game. You've got your 2 things that'll help you in conversations if you want them. We've also joined the guild, so I think if I go to the capital city, I think I can actually pick up the guild dailies, which are great. We have not joined the Undaunted, but that's going to take a while, so I'm going to save that for another day. I think I'll just leave her here. Ooh, that's a dolmen of opportunity. That is what the Dark Anchors sound like. I'm going to stay over here because I'm going to get distracted. So I'm going to wrap it up here because at this point we are ready to go anywhere in Tamriel and start playing. Like I said, next time we'll go and join the Undaunted. Again, that takes a little while, so I want to try to do that later on. But yeah. Yeah, that's it. That is 2 hours of goofing around in ESO. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, I will check those out later on. I'll actually check chat right now. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you've not played any other alliances. Yeah, it's been kind of cool. I've actually played all 3 alliances. And each one, it's different in each one, but it's the same. It's just knowing where to go to. But yeah, it is kind of cool to see the different ways that it comes across kind of thing. I think it's pretty cool. So anyway, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for joining. And I don't know when the next live stream will be, but hopefully soon. And I hope you enjoyed this. As always, thank you for being here, and we'll catch you in the next one.